Man like Josh.
Yes, Ricky.
How you doing, brother? Good?
Good, man. You?
Nice to meet you, man. Thank you for coming down. X4M, man. What's this all about then? I've not done too much research on it, but I know it's got the S58, so this has got the engine that the new M3 and M4 is going to have, yeah?
Yes.
How long is it you've owned it for?
I've had it 3 months now. I got it pretty much when you could first get them, so I got the order in. Got a really good deal on it as well.
What are the value of these like?
So this spec, this is pretty much loaded. This was like 82 grand.
82?
Yeah,
Really?
didn't pay that. BMW gave me a good deal, decent contribution. One of them ones. Finance deal was pretty good as well.
Right.
So.
What did you catch them on a quarterly deal or something? Or?
Yeah, it was end of year deal pretty much. So they had to get me in it before the start of 2020. So I got in it beginning of December. Right. So yeah, I've had it about 3 months now. It's why I wanted it because S58, as you said, innit? It's the new M3, new M4 engine, so it's going to be mad tunable. Where I live as well, I want something a bit raised, so the X4 type of platform was a bit of me, really.
And you came from the Golf R?
No, Golf GTI performance pack, but living where I live, I just kept on hitting the rims, cracked the alloy, just getting a bit annoying with that, but didn't really gel with it as well. The new Golfs, I don't know if I love them, but this is my first big power BM like M car as such. So it's been fun getting to know it.
You test drove the X3. What is it?
Yeah,
X3M.
Yeah. So they didn't have the X4M's competitions as a demo car any BM. So I had to do the X3M comp, and I did like it, and it made me want the X4M anyways. But when I got this, they drive completely different. So
they're two different cars,
different cars. Obviously, the X3 is more like a Jeep, so it drives like a Jeep. Right. This is like they call it a sports activity coupe. It drives exactly like a car. They say it's the X Drive, but I'd love to see the figures really, see how four-wheel drive it is, because it's like probably about 70-30, I'd say.
To the rear, yeah?
To the rear, yeah.
And that's so interesting you saying that, because recently a YouTuber was in an accident in one of these. He didn't crash it, but I think the driver did. Yeah,
I see it just before I picked this up.
But my assumption is that you can't treat this like a typical sort of Golf R or like all-wheel drive car. This is, like you say, very rear bias, and especially being a BMW, they're going to try to have kept it as rear bias as possible. It's probably obviously going to be sending power to the front, but so what's the stats for people that are unaware? It's a competition pack.
BMW X4M competition pack, 510 brake horsepower. Right. Couldn't tell you the 0 to 60. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it's around 4 seconds. Yeah. But yeah, so it's the S58 engine, and it's a 3-litre twin turbo still.
3-litre twin turbo, yeah.
So yeah, there's gonna be some serious tuning. Well, I've already seen some stats on what can be done to this engine. Yeah. I think I've already seen about 630 to the wheels with the stock turbos, and it's basically a new car, isn't it? Yeah. But obviously, there's no modifications, so there's nothing crazy to show from the exterior. But it's not that big, is it?
No, it's deceiving. I started test driving them. I was like, do you know what? Yeah, it's a lot smaller than I thought. But like when you put up against like an X5 or an X6, that's when you notice it. So smaller, I still find like I'm driving a normal car, because it's basically just a 4 Series or 3 Series just jacked up in the air really. So still have a bit of fun in it.
So like the weight, they're around 1970 kilos if I'm correct. And then what have you got? The 8-speed ZF gearbox?
Yeah, 8-speed in the new one, yeah.
And the interior is just a game changer, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
so
from the previous BMW.
This is the new interior. The only thing that the X4s and the X3s didn't get a full digital dash. Okay. They got a half digital dash.
Right, so what's actually still analog then, like, because it just looks digital to me?
From what I've seen or what I was told, it looks digital, but it's not.
Yeah, well, it's like the M140s. They say the same, innit?
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that you was wrong, but yeah, when I look at it, it just looks all digital.
Yeah, it looks all digital.
But yeah, beautiful interior. Yeah, you've got all the ambient lighting, you can change the colours. And
so this one got the carbon pack as well. When I've looked at M cars in the past, I didn't know the whole carbon pack was an extra. So yeah, that was a big extra. I think that was like £1,900 or something like that, just for the carbon inlays. But I think it makes a big difference with the new ambient lighting. Yeah,
and then obviously it being an M car, what's it like to drive? Any good? Handling? Fast?
I drive it pretty much as my daily, so it's definitely dailyable, definitely fast. It's surprisingly fast for when you look at it, but
510 horsepower, man. That's like from factory. I think they say it's the most powerful 3-litre inline 6 from BMW. You say it's got good handling, and you say the back likes to come out a bit.
Yeah, for what I like, how I like to drive it, it suits me. I've seen loads of reviews on it, like the suspension's hard and this, that and the other, but it's an M car, do you know what I mean? You're not buying it for comfort. You'd buy a normal one if you really wanted that much comfort. So I quite like the hard drive. It's like something a bit different, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're happy with it, yeah?
Yeah, I haven't got much faults with it. There's pretty much nothing I would change on it. It's what it is.
All right, Josh, should we jump out? Take a spin?
Let's take a spin.
Yeah, let's do it, man. It literally spins, isn't it? Rear-wheel drive. Jeez. Guys, the lighting in here. Oh.
Cancel.
Yeah, BMW.
I'm loving what BMW are doing with these cabins, man. Yeah, it's a game changer, man. The whole new BMW range is different, man. It's beautiful in here. Look at the lighting, man.
Even like the gear stick. It's my first like new BM.
Yeah.
So like seeing what it's like now, it's like I was bearable. I had like an A class before this as well. So even the A class was way better than BMs in the past, but this I can't really fault it.
Yeah, I just come out of DMO's E63 earlier, so sitting in this now, it's a different style, but you know what? It's definitely on par, man. Like, obviously two different kind of categories. It'll be more F5. This is like a baby M5, guys. If you've been in the new F90, it is literally a baby M5. Manual.
That wasn't even manual.
Nah?
Nah, it wouldn't change again.
And obviously they've stepped away from the dual clutch transmission. I don't know what reason they have done that, but it's funny because I know tuning is a whole different category, but when it comes to tuning, these boxes I think make the cars perform better. These DCT boxes, they're so aggressive, they really upset the balance, and I think the 8-speed's sick as well, because you've got torque every gear, right?
Yeah, it's
ready to
always
go.
there.
Yeah. Josh is just like, he just come here to just fuck knows.
Yeah,
he's on one. He's on one. And you got another little car you daily as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I got one of them little mini diesels for the dog, one of them countrymen or clubmen, whatever they are.
I've not been a big fan, but boy, this interior. And they say that these cars are a little bit stiff. Well, I've seen a few like little reviews on them. Like, what do you think, Chase?
I feel like it is stiff, but like it's an M car. You wouldn't want it to be like the most comfortable thing in the world. You might as well just go and buy a diesel.
So this is the S58. It sounds totally different to the S55. Yeah.
See, my biggest thing with it is the way it sounds. Because
it sounds good though.
It's got them OPF or PPF filters, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's really like you don't get no crackles or burbles or pops or anything like that. Like there's no exhaust really out for the car yet. So I think when the first like Acropovic exhaust comes out or something like that, then I'll grab one of them. And so I called Imran at Evolve and $7,000 for a super sprint, and I was just like, I'm not really on that.
This sounds like very similar to the M140 now, you know that? Mate, 100%.
I've never driven an M140, but
mate, it sounds like an M140, man. Yeah. So what's it rev to? Like over 7,000?
Yeah, over 7,000.
It's a seriously quick car, but we're in a big, massive car. I mean, it's not the heaviest, so it must be a little bit heavier than the M5, but it's just in control of itself, isn't it? Because it's not a lightweight, small car.
I feel comfortable in it. No, I don't get nervous throwing it about as well. It's not that big.
But you definitely say it's a little rear bias, yeah? So when you're throwing it around, it's like,
flick out, no problem.
The power's all over the rev range, man. As soon as you put your foot down, we're gone every single time.
Very progressive as well, like.
See, like when you got the dual clutch transmission, guys, like in an M3 or an M4, or even say an F10 M5, you can catch the car off guard and like off power, like, and you got to wait for the turbos to sort of kick in. What I've noticed in all these new gen M cars, or even BMWs like the M140 with the 8-speed gearboxes, there's power no matter when you put your foot down. There's always power, there's always torque, because you can always find the right gear. I was chatting to Peter at Pure Turbos, the ZF box in the M140. Obviously this is probably going to be even better box, but you can take like 800 I think 800 wheel torque. Wheel newton meters, fucking hell, whatever you call it. So these gearboxes can take a shitload of torque. So how old are you, Josh?
28. I was paying about £90 less to drive a Golf GTI Performance before this.
Wow.
So I mean, that was what, 30 odd grand car. So it was definitely worth getting out of the Golf and getting in this.
Jeez, man, it's got some torque, innit?
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, it seriously reminds me of like the M140. I know it probably sounds disrespectful almost because you know you're in a fucking M car, innit? But honestly, it's got that same sort of high pitch. I mean, it has got the S55 at the top of the rev range, but it just sounds better now. It doesn't sound as like, I wouldn't say tinny, but yeah, there's just something about the S55 that isn't that great. Like, this is like a proper 6-cylinder now. Yeah. See, it's almost a bit seamless, isn't it? Like, I think the dual clutch transmission doesn't make the power seamless. There's no interruption. It's just constantly travels forward after each shift.
Yeah.
It's what you get in Golf R's, man. You put your foot down and it just goes forward. There's no interruption.
You wanna go to a bit open space and I'll show you to like lick it out and stuff like that.
In this guy. So what about like servicing, maintenance, or is it like a schedule that?
So I took out the service pack, so I pay monthly for that. I think it's 18,000 miles for the next service. Yeah, it weren't too terrible, but I've had it 3 months. I've done 4,500 already.
I know you ain't had any issues, anything annoying you about the car so far?
The only thing that annoys me about the car, and it's a proper weird one, there's two things. The heads-up display, at night time, I feel like it is so in your face that it kind of, you can't see the road.
You can change the position.
I've changed the position, I've turned the brightness down to the lowest, and just to turn it off, you've got to go into the system. It's all long.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if any other M car owners have had this or whatever, but I feel like the car really crabs in the road, like
it pulls in.
See, like you've got the bump in the middle of the road where the cars have driven the imprint.
Yeah.
I feel like it finds that and it pulls you in and stuff like that.
So it tramlines a bit.
Yeah.
Well, how many miles you get into a tank roughly?
So I'll fill it up, 70 quid, 70, 80 quid, depending on how low it goes. And if you drive it like how I drive it like quite fun, whatever, you'll get 250. But I've had 340 on a motorway journey. I drove Doncaster and back, I got 340 to a tank.
Man, this feels sick. This is like you say, it's not it feels like we're in a car, man. Like normal. This is tight, boy. Yeah, it doesn't feel wide, does it? It's pretty narrow.
It probably feels like your M4.
Yeah.
I don't think it's much wider.
We're just sitting a little bit higher off the ground, man. On the curb, them wheels, boy. What are they, 20 inch?
Yeah, 21s in there.
21s, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure they're 21s. One thing I was worried about, how much the tyres going to cost me, but like 175.
Right, what tyres?
I cheaped out on the tyres because you could get the...
Come on, man.
They're Michelin, are they Michelins or something like that, Contact 6s. But you could have...
Michelin with a T, yeah?
I don't know.
I'm joking.
But you could have got the Pilot Sports.
Yeah.
But
you should have got Pilots.
Yeah, I can't afford that, man.
4S. Bro, you hear this, people? Man bought that 82 bag X4M and that.
Finance still, bro. Finance is a great thing, man.
Yeah, the power's very progressive, isn't it? Very progressive. Obviously, you'll probably have a bit more sting in a smaller car. The wheel's pretty weighty. Yeah, it was tightening up in that corner. Look, and now it's a bit loose. Yeah, man. ZF box.
Yeah, it feels a lot faster in the passenger seat, I'll take that.
Yeah, it's like I'm a little sceptical because of, as I say, I know they're a bit rear biased. Yeah, very direct, very M car, innit? Like, they're staying in the correct gear every time.
Ricky's racetrack, you know.
Yeah, it's quick, man. Feels good. Yeah, it slides and then just grips back, doesn't it?
Yeah, remember that's MDM though, so you got MDM, a little bit of Got a little bit of something in me back, but I have lost it. I have lost it. Yeah, I've
you
lost
had an MDM earlier and it spun out, innit?
Yeah. So when you spin out like that, you can spin out an MDM and keep it. So I haven't even really tried with it all off.
So guys, yeah, it's just super agile. It feels pretty comfortable. It doesn't feel harsh. Like, it's not crashing. It doesn't feel like it's going to surprise me, like the rear's going to step out. That heads-up display is definitely in a weird position.
Definitely in a weird position, isn't it? It's not just me.
Yeah, so this is a road that would usually show a bit of tram line in. It's not too bad.
No.
It's staying fairly straight. The tiniest bit. It's fucking quick, man. So when you start coming up into a bit more of a built-up area, you can appreciate the power a lot more, man. As soon as you get into open straight, that's when you get a reality in it of how fast your car really is.
Think about it. This engine is going in the M3s and the M4s. Like, what are you going to be able to achieve from like a stage 1? It's stupid quick as it is.
Put this steering in comfort. Let's put the throttle in efficient as well, see what happens. Still feels responsive, man. That's it.
It's meant to be a 4-wheel drive car, you know what I mean?
Sorry guys, the battery died, and interestingly we was actually just cruising, and it kind of slid from underneath us, didn't it? So he was on power and it slid from underneath us, like it just completely went basically. So yeah, a little bit, I was about to end it and say that nah, it's pretty, like, it's okay. Like, obviously me, like, because I've got that rear wheel drive mentality, I'm always guarding the throttle. Like, even if I'm in a 4-wheel car, I'm still going to be, like, sort of adjusting the throttle. I won't pin it in a bend, like, and that is kind of what you get with the RS3s and stuff. You can pin them, you know, it makes you drive in a whole different way. So yeah, interesting. That just happened, innit? It slid from underneath us, right? Like, it's literally, like, if you let go of the wheel, it would have just done a 180, like.
Yeah, 100%. And worst thing,
we didn't go over a white line, though, did we?
Nah, I think we must have hit a little bit of water and something in the road, but
it's obviously wet, like, guys, it's not dry. Yeah, interesting. Like,
right
at the end, it did that. Definitely, if any of you guys are planning to buy one of these, be a little cautious on the throttle, man. Especially whilst pinning it around corners and in the wet, obviously. But no, apart from that, it feels really good, man. It's quick, effortless power. Engine sounds, even there at the end, then it's like a little twitch at the end almost. Yeah. Guys, we ended the video, but I didn't know the battery was dead, so I'm gonna end it now. Yeah, Josh, I'm gonna end the video there, man.
No worries.
Thanks for coming down. Potential future plans, tuning, exhaust.
Definitely an exhaust.
But yeah, Josh, any social media links, anything you want to plug?
Nah, no social media, man.
Nah, no social?
Nah, no social.
No, we should definitely link up more, because we're only a few minutes away.
Yeah, 100.
Definitely when you get some more bits done, we'll get it back on again. So yeah, guys, we're going to end the video there. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.